And we have the second section lined up and ready to go. See, bib 1 to 22, or hip numbers rather, for our field here. A few scratches in the midst, but still a pretty big traffic jam at the start of this race. And a little call up, and Riley Austin asking whether he was the culprit there, with a little bit maybe of a foot over the tow line. And we are underway. Men's 3,000 meter steeplechase. This is section 2. Christopher Collet of the Rhode Island Track Club among the leaders here early on. And Daniel Michalski, Pan American Games silver medalist in this event back in 2023. On the inside, he was Olympic Trials qualifier last year, was Michalski, was 13th in the national championships back in 2023, the year that he took that silver medal, and has been a consistent national meet qualifier for the last several years, and is going to confidently move to the front here in the early going in this men's 3,000 meter steeplechase. Lance Sabaski of Wartburg in third, and Clayton Dukacek of Minnesota Distance Elite in fourth. Note also in this field, Dad, Casey Comber, who won a Boston Road Mile in the lead up last weekend to the Boston Marathon. Won that on Saturday. Now here in Des Moines, it's not uncommon for these guys to go chase races around the country, but he's back there wearing hip number 20, back there in what, 5th position right now.
He also was 9th place in the 3,000 meters at the USA Track and Field Indoor Championships earlier this indoor season, but not a lot of races for Comber this season, especially on the track, so it's nice to see him back here on the track.
Michalski, Colette, Sobaski. Aziz Jadai of Drake, the senior, just ahead of Comber in fourth. Luke Knepp of Iowa. But Michalski now with a little bit of separation from the field as he'll reach the line and reach the 1,000-meter mark of this 3,000-meter steeplechase with Colette and Sabaski second and third.
Comer, an All-American in the 1,500 and the mile at Villanova. This is only his 4th competition in the steeplechase. He ran it twice a year ago and once in 2017. And besides now, this might be a thing.
67-60 on the last lap for Michalski, as Colette, Sabaski, and now Comber in fourth. And Sabaski has now moved into second, but Michalski continues to confidently lead this race.
And he's clipping away some pretty good lap times. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold that up. 67, 68. Long ways to go, and there we got somebody rolling out of the water pit, but they seem to bounce right up and get back into this race.
There's definitely a different way to come out of the water jump with the rollover tumble strategy. Good look at the lead that Michalski has now on Sabaski. The last lap was 68.75. So about a second slower on that last lap. Halfway through this 3,000-meter steeplechase now. Still Sabaski. You can see Johanna Ewell of Iowa in the yellow now, moving up ever so slightly in about 7th position. And once again, Michalski makes quick work of that water jump.
Sabaski, Colette, Comer, Neff, Riley Olsen, Jediah Drake, Johanna Ewell of Iowa.
So 3 laps to go for Daniel Michalski. Has continued to add to his lead here in the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase. 68.17 on that last lap. As he continues to turn the screws here just a little bit, Sabaski was 3 seconds slower, so the lead is growing. And he just sort of looks like he's out on a Sunday jog.
Well, and I was going to say, you said he turned the screws, and I think you're absolutely right. He ratcheted it up just a little bit. Great turnover. Looks fresh as he did at the beginning of the race. Look at this turnover right here. He's outstanding. Great tempo, and watch this push off the water jump. He has a nice, firm push, just barely he's barely a foot or 6 inches into the water, and he bounces right out. That is the perfect way to take the water jump if you're going to put your foot on the barrier and push off. Certainly we've seen the Kenyans attack that water jump a little bit differently as they hurdle the barrier completely, and then they put 1 foot in the water and they come out.
You know, back in that race for second, that Casey Comber has moved into that second place position. Michalski all by himself here as he ran the last lap in 68.59. As the margin's now up over 8 seconds, Comber ran a 71.32 second last lap. Luke Knepp of Iowa in the yellow there in 3rd, and Riley Austin in 4th. Colette, Ewell, and Sabaski. Penultimate water jump of the competition. Well, it looks like Michalski has added to his lead as he reaches the bell in 7:24.02, 66.94, one of the fastest laps of the race. And Michalski in total control here on the blue oval at Drake.
Running second and third, and it's Riley Olsen, former Portland All-American.
Comber still in second, but the lead over 11 seconds now for Michalski, as now finally Comber comes into view. Luke Knepp is there in 3rd with Orson and Ewell, but Michalski just needs to maneuver through this last water jump and 1 more barrier to close out the win.
Daniel Michalski.
A great run by Daniel Michalski. He takes the win here at the Drake Relays in 8:27.81. Last lap of 63.80. Casey Comber going to close out his run here. And Michalski, I believe, is going to be a new Drake meet record holder. Confirm that here in a second.
Johanna Ewell of Iowa finishes 5th in a big lifetime best of 8:48.32.
As Comber with a run of 8:40.43, and Luke Knepp third in 8:43.84. But Daniel Michalski takes the victory here in the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase.
Well, total domination there by the former Indiana Hoosier and also the U.S. Air Force. But look at that margin of victory, 13 seconds. Top three were inside the old facility.